Hi, in this video, I'm going to discuss about the factors that you need to consider in selecting between NoSQL or SQL-based database. We've been hearing so many terminologies nowadays. Sometimes ID decisions can be confusing, so you'll need to determine what kind of database you'll be using to store your data. We know RDBMS had been in the industry for so many years, and it's quite difficult for businesses to make a shift into NoSQL. So let's discuss some important factors that we need to consider to determine if SQL or NoSQL is a fit for your future projects. Okay, let's discuss. First on the list is the characteristics of data. If the data you'd be dealing with is structured data, like an accounting, financials, or transaction-oriented systems, then SQL is a great fit. This would require a schema which defines tables prior to use. NoSQL can accommodate structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. So if your data requirements aren't clear to you or if your data is unstructured, then NoSQL is the best option for you. The data that you store in a NoSQL database does not need a predefined schema like you do for a SQL database. Next is scalability. So if your data needs to scale out instead of up, then you may choose NoSQL. SQL is designed to scale up. So what we mean by scaling up or scaling vertically is adding extra hardware, RAM, or processor. So NoSQL databases scale horizontally, so meaning you can add more servers to support your growing database. Next, you also have to consider the data variety. So a NoSQL database is a much better fit to store data like blogs, emails, RDF, article content, social media posts, geospatial data, and other types of unstructured data that won't fit neatly into a table. Next is data querying. If nicely structured and organized, it is very efficient to query your data with the SQL database. SQL databases rely on structured query language for defining as well as manipulating data. A NoSQL database provides a ton of flexibility in the types of data that you can store. But because of the potentially large data sets that you'll be dealing with, you have available tools and languages that you can use. Next is data changing. In SQL, each record conforms to fixed schema. It would be costly if you are constantly adding new features, data types, or functions because it's difficult to predict how the application will grow over time. Remember that changing a data model in SQL is challenging and requires code changes. In NoSQL, you are working with a highly flexible schema design or no predefined schema. You can add information on the fly. Last on the list is ACID compliancy. ACID is what IT professionals generally look for when evaluating databases, with the presence of four components such as atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. First is atomicity. It means if one part of a transaction doesn't work like it's supposed to, the other will fail as a result. Next is consistency. For any database to operate as it's intended to operate, it must follow the appropriate data validation rules. Consistency means that only data which follows those rules is permitted to be written to the database. Isolation means it should concurrently process multiple transactions in a way that one does not affect another. And last is durability. It means committed transactions must be fully recoverable even if a power outage or system failure occurs. There you have it, some important factors that you need to consider in choosing between SQL and NoSQL. If you think that this video is useful, please like and follow the FB page so you can watch the other videos. Thanks for watching!